and welcome to West Wales. If you don't know me, my name is Becca, and in this video I thought I'd talk a little bit more about moving to Wales. And for me, moving back to Wales after 35 years of living in England, and for my partner actually living in Wales full time. He lived in Wales when he was a student, and also his granddad is Welsh, so he'd sort of been to and from West Wales most of his life. But you know, we live here full time. We've lived here full time for 7 years. But I do just have to say one thing. It is officially wear your woolly hat day for the first time this autumn. There is a bitter northeasterly blowing, and I'm sort of tucked in behind a hedge and hoping that this isn't going to be too windy for you to hear me. I'm planning this is going to be a vlog style video, so there will be bits and pieces over the next few days. In my last video, I was talking about putting a video out on a Sunday that was a So Sunday. I've had some really, really helpful comments on that. So, yeah, I'll think about it a bit more and probably talk about it a bit more in this video. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with my walk, and I will see you in a little while. Amelia's in her purple onesie, and in theory she should really be warm enough, but she's such a skinny little dog and she gets really cold. She is, we think, a cross between a Jack Russell and a Whippet, and she has this funny little purple onesie that doesn't really fit her. It's a little bit too big, but she really likes wearing it. And she actually, if we're going out and she's obviously thinking she's going to be cold, she'll actually kind of stand and kind of try and pull it off the rack. So I think that's always a good sign that, yeah, she'd like to wear it. My village is up there. Can't see my house, we're behind the hill. And we've walked down to Fishguard Bay, and this is the nature reserve. And they're all lovely seagrass beds. And then of course we've got the main road that runs along the seafront. And if you are taking the ferry to Ireland, you go on that road there, and if you've been to the Fishguard Rossler, you will recognise all that. But beautiful evening. Dinner's in the oven. One pot meal. Right, we've come round. There you go. There's the rugby pitch. I think the youngsters are playing rugby at the moment. Right, let's go back to the house. Back in the garden, and I've just got a delivery from Thompson Morgan, which means it's plants. I haven't opened it, but I have taken the address label off because, you know, it's the internet, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm going to turn the camera around and let's see what I've got. I actually can't remember what I ordered. Is that a sign of my age? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to turn it around and have a look at it. Here we go. I'm pretty sure it's perennials. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have an address on it. Or maybe not, actually. Yes, it is. Ah, hello, little perennials. I don't think I can do this one-handed. I don't think I can do this one-handed. I'll have to take it out and show you. Okay, actually a bit disappointed. I thought this was going to be 15 mixed plants, but it's 15 all the same plants. Good job, I didn't spend very much money. And on that note, I'm going to go in and have a cup of tea. It's Saturday morning, we're back down on the Parog and walking the dog. We all had quite a late night. Last night, sorry, dog's pulling my arm. We've been binge watching Richard Hammond's workshop. Now, I don't know if Richard Hammond is going to be a name that people know across the globe. In the UK, most definitely will, but I don't know if people know him. Anyway, we've been kind of watching TV, and we never put the TV on till about 8:30 at night, but yeah. we watched it till about 1 in the morning. The dog didn't even want to get up this morning, so it's about 10:30, and the dog's keen to go, so I'm going to go and walk her on the beach, and then I'm coming back to this spot because I want to collect pine cones, and I have several things that I want to do with them. So I'll see you in a minute. It's quite a small tide today. Millie's been chasing the seagulls because they're not allowed on her beach, because, you know, as far as she's concerned, This is her personal beach. So I was answering comments this morning about should I have a bit more structure to the channel. I had a couple of ideas and people said no, you like the randomness. Hey, random's my middle name, not a problem. So we're just going to carry on with the randomness. This is lovely this morning. So different from yesterday, so much warmer. Back in the house I have gardening gloves, overwintering onions, and cunning gardening implement. So let's go garden. Well, I am positively glowing. Yeah, built up a bit of a sweat doing that. My next job is to put the crocuses in. I've got 50 crocuses and yeah, it'll all be done. And then I think we're off to the garden centre.
This area of the garden we call our wildlife garden, and we plant plants for pollinators. And we're trying to naturalise these crocuses, so I've just randomly scattered them, and then I'm topping it up with some yellow rattleseed, and they will help to stop any grass growing where I planted the flowers.
So I'm just about to leave for the garden centre. A couple of reasons I want to go. I want to buy some plants, and also just want to check out what Christmas display they've got up, because I'm designing Christmas cards and invitations at the moment for my little side hustle, and I just want to see what colours are trending. I mean, I've got a relatively good idea, but it's always really helpful just to see what's in the shops, because obviously their manufacturing process can take 2 years. My manufacturing process, I could literally have an invitation in a trending colour and a trending design up for sale this afternoon. So that is the plan. The little dog has decided to take herself off to bed and have a bit of a snooze, and I'm just making a cup of tea for Andrew before I go. I really want to take the dog because I want to go for a walk, but she doesn't seem very keen. She's been out in the sunshine and running around with us in the garden. She's obviously decided that her batteries have run a bit low. So yeah, I mean, she will want to come when I actually finally kind of get 100% ready to go. I'm not sure how well this camera angle is going to work. I am going to try and drive and talk while looking at the road, but that might be dangerous, and yeah, we'll see if it works or not. Might not do. If it doesn't, then we'll do something else. Right, I better go and make this cup of tea before we head out. So let's see how successful this is going to be, because I think we're going to have road noise, and my microphone really is actually not as good as I thought it was. You know the old saying, buy cheap, buy twice. Yep, I really should have spent a little bit of money, I think. Right, we are on our way. We have to go through Newport, then past the turning for Newport Beach and along the coast. And if you follow the channel, then you've probably been here before. If not, it's a nice drive. And one of the things I think I really wanted to share today was how important I have found it in carrying on the habit of setting goals. And Andrew does it as well. So photography was his thing that he really sort of took up when he became disabled. And his goal is that he takes photographs to make a calendar that we give as Christmas presents to our family. So when he is, you know, setting up his shots, he's got that in mind. That's his goal. 12 really fabulous shots for the calendar. And one of the things he likes to do is take photographs of the garden. So as we plan the garden, we are trying to plant plants that are going to be really good for him to take photographs of, and also things I would like to paint. I don't share my painting on here very often, really, because, well, I don't know why I don't, but yeah, who knows? I don't. I mean, I might, but I don't really share that much. And I do paint, you know, probably every other day. I've got my sketchbook out. I do occasionally show you a few pictures I've painted. Yeah, so the garden has been our project that we've done as a couple. We used to obviously run our business together, and we set goals for that, and because it was farming, it was very seasonal, so we had seasonal goals, things that we had to get done during a certain period of time. And because we were breeding pigs, so pigs gestate for 3 months, 3 weeks and 3 days, and yeah, so you have to sort of plan your life around that, really. And obviously making sure that you've got a continuous supply of what you're selling to market. We did also sell a lot of wild game, and obviously that's got season. And we've just carried on having those goals and those seasonal goals, and we actually write them down, things that we want to get done, because otherwise life just drifts on by and you don't get the things done that you wanted to do. And before you know it, you're 85 and maybe you can't do those things anymore, or you're more restricted in what you do. And we don't have a huge garden. When I was sitting doing my retirement planning, because I do like a plan, I was always going to retire to Wales, always. I don't quite know why I didn't move back to Wales before I did, really, but I guess I was working, and then I met Andrew, and our business was based around Bristol and Bath, so yeah, we didn't move. Andrew, his only stipulation was he wanted to be by the sea, and my stipulation was I'm going back to Wales. And it's a slightly weird thing, and I've probably said this before, I actually wasn't born in Wales, so whether I'm Welsh or not, I'd like you to you can probably argue the toss. My dad was born in Wales, my mum was born in Wales, my grandparents were born in Wales, but I actually wasn't. And when my sister was born, the one that's sort of my next sister down, my parents were not living in Wales, and my mum actually moved back in with her grandparents, my grandparents, so her mum and dad, so that if, when my sister was born, she was a boy, she could play rugby for Wales. You've got to be passionate about your nation and your rugby to do that, haven't you? Yeah, so the combination of Andrew saying it's got to be by the sea and me saying it's got to be in Wales is how we ended up in Pembrokeshire. Because we did look more in South Wales, sort of M4 corridor, which would have been much more convenient for my family that live in Somerset. And we have lots of family in South Wales as well, but you know, this is next stop Ireland, you know, we are closer to Ireland than we are to Cardiff. And I think one of the things you have to be aware of when you find yourself living in Pembrokeshire is the pace of life. Now, it's not like we moved from London, we moved from Somerset. We were used to a slow pace of life, and gosh, yeah, it hit us. It really did. We were like, wow, this is so laid back. I mean, in a good way. I'm not complaining. This is not a complaint, but you know, don't expect anything to happen in a rush. You have to be very laid back. And there is this thing called the Pembrokeshire Promise, which is a bit like manana. And you kind of go, no, it's not real. That's just people making it up. No, it's real. It really is real. Now it's really funny the things that you remember. We're coming into a village now, and I distinctly remember that this is one of the places that my grandparents used to take us for a walk. And one of one of my grandmother's kind of stipulations as to what was a good walk was if there was a public toilet near where you could park, because when she had great hordes of kids with her, I mean, my grandmother was amazing with kids. She was a Sunday school teacher, and she had been a teacher during the war. So this is the little village, and you parked there, and there's a public loo there, and then we used to go up this hill and go for a walk, and this hill is where we go up for the garden centre. Hurrah, we're here.
I was very pleased to find gingerbread houses on the shelves, because I have just finished a design that includes gingerbread houses. Yay for me, I got my trend forecasting right. I love this shop. It is our closest thing to a department store that we have within driving distance. Plus it's dog friendly, and Millie was really excited to be allowed into a shop. I was very restrained, and I restricted myself to a bulb selection and a lovely example of a Rebecca, which I will plant in the garden a little bit later in the week.
So we're at Newport Beach, and I came here so the dog could have a run on the beach behind, but there are seal pups on the beach, so she can't be off the lead. So we're just going to walk along the coastal path for a bit, and then yeah, we'll have to find somewhere else for her to have a blast. But it's lovely. I will turn the camera around and show you. I have to tell you, this landscape does not get old. Wow. I'm so lucky to live here. I am grateful every single day of my life that I get to live here. I hope you really enjoyed seeing some more of the countryside around where I live. And until next time, have a wonderful week. Now, next job, we've got to put the... Do you want to go in dog prison? Don't you dare. Yeah, so